Struggling with relentless negative thoughts? Feeling trapped by the voice inside your head? This story follows Leo's journey to finding peace amidst a storm of self-doubt. Discover how he learned to observe his thoughts like leaves floating down a river, realizing they don't define him. Learn how to quiet the noise within and find freedom beyond your thoughts. Leo sat hunched over his books in the library, his mind a whirlwind of doubt. Each page seemed to mock him, every paragraph whispering of failure. He felt trapped by his own thoughts. "You're not good enough," the voice inside his head screamed. Leo felt the familiar grip of anxiety tighten around his chest, making it hard to breathe. The library, once a sanctuary, now felt like a prison. He pushed away from the table and stumbled outside, desperate for escape. The fresh air offered a momentary reprieve, but the voices followed him, relentless and cruel. He sought refuge by the river. Sitting on the riverbank, Leo watched leaves float by, each one carried by the current. What if my thoughts are like those leaves? He wondered. What if they aren't me, but just things passing through my awareness? A glimmer of hope flickered in his heart. He returned to the library, a new perspective dawning within him. The thoughts were still there, but now he saw them differently, not as truths, but as mere visitors. Back at his table, when a critical thought arose, he didn't fight it. "Ah, a thought about failing," he observed calmly, and gently returned to his book. Another thought whispered, "Everyone else is smarter." Leo simply acknowledged, "There's that comparison thought again," and refocused on his studies. It wasn't easy, but with each passing day, Leo practiced observing his thoughts. They still came, but they held less power over him. He realized he was not the noisy mind, not the harsh critic, but the calm watcher inside, steady like the riverbank. His confidence grew not because the thoughts disappeared, but because he knew they didn't define him. By seeing his thoughts as passing visitors, Leo began to study not from fear, but with curiosity and calm. He realized the hardest battles were not with his exams, but with the stories he told himself. Changing the story changed everything. And so, Leo learned the most important lesson. You are not your thoughts. You are the peaceful observer who can watch those thoughts come and go like leaves on a river, forever free. Leo continued his studies, no longer burdened by his thoughts, but empowered by his newfound understanding. He aced his exams, not because he was smarter than everyone else, but because he had learned to quiet the noise within. He shared his discovery with friends, hoping to help them find their own inner peace and freedom. Together, they practiced mindfulness and meditation, learning to watch their thoughts without judgment. They discovered the power of self-compassion, treating themselves with the same kindness they offered others. The campus became a haven of calm, where students supported each other on their journeys to inner peace. Leo realized that true strength wasn't about eliminating negative thoughts, but about choosing how to respond to them. He learned to embrace his imperfections, knowing that they were part of what made him unique and human. He discovered that vulnerability was a strength, not a weakness, allowing him to connect with others on a deeper level. Leo became a mentor to younger students, guiding them on their own journeys to self-discovery and inner peace. He taught them the importance of self-care, encouraging them to prioritize their mental and emotional well-being. Leo's legacy lived on, inspiring countless students to find their own rivers within and navigate their thoughts with grace and wisdom. And so the university became known as a place where students learned not only academic subjects, but also the art of living a mindful and fulfilling life. Leo continued to sit by the river, watching the leaves float by, forever grateful for the lesson he had learned. For he knew that the river within would always guide him, no matter where his journey led.